Good morning. Hello. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. For those of you joining live, say hello. And if you are joining in the replay, hashtag replay. And for those of you joining for the very first time, I'm Dr. Lisa Phillips. I'm a cardiologist. It's one of the roles I play. Yay! Jay! Good to see you! I don't know what this means, J-Pop. So, yay! But for those of you joining us for the very first time, I'm Dr. Lisa Phillips, cardiologist who deals with all matters of the heart. And also the founder of the Path to Meditation Mastery, Meditation for Female Physicians group, personal living group. We try to meet here as much as possible. Monday through Friday, 7 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to turn this down. Woo! I love that music. It literally gets me revved up. And so we meet here Monday through Friday, 7 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to have a healthy breakfast for our minds, bodies, and souls. Because the tone with which what we imbibe first thing in the morning can have the effect of setting the tone and the energy of the day for us. And so the second we get up, we're just like on the go, go, right? Like, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this, gotta do this. Like, the next thing you know, days and weeks and months and years have gone by on that hamster wheel. And then you're suddenly like, wait, what just happened, right? And so it's so important that first thing in the morning, we get up and we really take in something that uplifts us, something that sets the tone for the day. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get a message for the day. And this is a good one. Actually, I want to go over the one from yesterday because that one was a really good one too. So September 5th, yesterday's, okay. If there is empty space in my mind, I know most of you were like, there's no way I have empty space in my mind. That's the problem, right? So if there is empty space in my mind, waste thoughts can be created. So let me constantly keep it filled with meaningful thoughts. So let's go over this for a second. What the heck are they talking about? Waste thoughts. So when we are looking at our thoughts, right? And so oftentimes we're not. So the first concept is we are not our thoughts, right? So if I say red balloon, and you immediately can visualize that red balloon, you are not the red balloon. You are the one who thought and created the image in your mind of the red balloon, right? So you are not your thoughts, you are the thinker of your thoughts. Excellent. So if we get that concept, that's a very important concept. Definitely put, yes, I get it in the comments, okay? Sweet. Now, second, there are all different kinds of thoughts. And it's kind of on a spectrum, Okay. So there are, and the lowest form of thoughts, right, are what we call waste thoughts. They're thoughts that drain and suck the life out of us. Okay. It's like this leaking that happens, right? Thoughts like, oh, I'm not good enough. How am I ever going to get this done? I'm tired. I'm guilty of that one popping into my head a lot. I'm tired. I just can't do this anymore. Right. Or, oh, when is he going to stop? Or like thoughts that just exhaust you. It's exhausting to sit there and have these thoughts. So you may not realize that you're having waste thoughts, but you may feel, and I'm telling you this as much as I need to hear it myself. Okay. So you may just feel exhausted and tired. And so many people, when I ask them and invite them to come into the meditation for female physician group, so many of the docs are like, my plate is already filled. I can't add another group, and I just can't do this. And no thanks, right? It was just totally cool. And right. And it's those of us. Good morning, Rebecca, everybody. Rebecca had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Rebecca, Dr. Rebecca Berry. I hope she had a wonderful day yesterday. Sunflowers are some of her favorites, so I had some sunflowers in my house for her yesterday. But anyway, so the waste thoughts are the ones that drain you, that are negative, that suck the life out of you. Then there's such a thing called neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts are, I'm driving home from work. I need to pick up the kids at school. Okay. Or I have to get milk from the grocery store, right? These are just neutral thoughts. They're just things you got to do, right? And so, oftentimes we're running in that, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. So that's kind of like a neutral energetic thought, actually. Because it's not necessarily draining you, except if it's all filled with just that, right? The depletion is less, but it's definitely not, doesn't charge you up. Okay. And so there's waste, there's neutral, and then there's more uplifting, positive thoughts, right? So, or meaningful thoughts. This is what it's saying. If there is empty space in my mind, and I feel like my male students are the ones who tend to have, like, they'll be like, there's nothing in there. What are you thinking? Have any of the women out there that experience, or you ask your partner or your male partner, what are you thinking? They'll be like, nothing. Right. So if there is empty space, so most women don't have this problem, but if there is empty space in my mind, waste thoughts can be created. And those are the ones that generate quickly too. So let me constantly keep it filled with meaningful thoughts. And what are meaningful thoughts? I guess you have to decide for you what's a meaningful thought. I know for me, a meaningful thought is centered around love, and love as a truth, love as an identity, right? Love as a feeling, right? So the other premise that we talk about here is that we're not human beings seeking a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings, and we recognize that we're having a human experience. And so there is the drama of life, and you're an actor in it, right? You're playing multiple roles: mother, father, sister, brother, doctor, banker, whatever it is, whatever roles you're playing, right? But they don't define who we are. Okay? So if there is empty space in my mind, waste thoughts can be created. So let me constantly keep it filled with meaningful thoughts. And so how do you get meaningful thoughts? How do you create meaningful thoughts? You expose yourself to things that uplift you, to books that uplift you, to people out there, right, who uplift you. Why was Oprah such a huge force, right? Because she's so real and so uplifting, right? That's why people loved her, because you feel better when you're exposed to her. I mean, not for everybody, but for many people, millions and millions of people, right? And so that's also a nice litmus test to, are you feeling better? Are you feeling energized after reading, listening, watching something? And stick with that, right? Because it's energizing you, and you're filling yourself up with more of those meaningful thoughts. So for September 6th, which is today, when the thoughts we think are the same as the words we speak, others will feel our integrity. It's huge, right? When the thoughts we think are the same as the words we speak, others will feel our integrity. I've been grappling a little bit with this for myself and looking back. I think that one of the greatest things that I've been realizing, many of the students here who come, we've done a huge meditation retreat called the Path of Silence, where we do a deep dive. We call it spiritual surgery, and where we look at ourselves and we really dive deep into certain emotions and look at where, if there's sorrow in our lives, there are things that, waste thoughts that are depleting us, that kind of, engulf us, right? There's a lot of trauma out there, mental, physical, sexual trauma, whatever, right? And so those have an impact and they leave impressions and are a great source of waste thoughts, right? That deplete our energy. And so, oftentimes, and I'm not going to say this is true for everyone, but many women out there will often say one thing but think another. I think, I'm not going to say women, it's everybody, right? Where our thoughts are going, we have our thought bubble, right? You can see. It's like just if somebody, says, "Oh, do you like that?" And you're, the thought bubble is like, "Oh no, that's my favorite thing ever," right? But you say, "Yeah, it's great," right? Right? And so often we can tell, right, when somebody's being very real and where the thoughts and the words coming out are aligned or if they're not. And, we can talk about this and really get into it for a long time, right? And actually, my husband and I were talking about this yesterday, where my dad made him some. My dad has famous chili chicken. It's like amazingly spicy and like it's really hard for me to eat, but he loves it, and it's like his like little specialty. And he's like, "Oh, this is really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad loves making it for you." And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm so glad that it actually tastes good because then I can actually tell him this is really good." And I was like, "So if it wasn't good, you wouldn't call him up and be like, 'Thanks, Dad, it was really good.'" He's like, "I have a really hard time doing that." Right? So I'm like, "Well, you can't just say a white lie." He's like, "Really hard for me," right? Because he is a man of integrity, actually, And so I admire that. And so it's there's a fine line between not being honest and having the thoughts that we think be the same as the words we think, and then having integrity, right? But this is why it's so important to be the master of our thoughts. You are the creator of every thought, word, and action. And when we start a meditation practice, we start the training of looking at the thought and recognizing, is this my thought or is this a broken record from 40 years ago that I heard? Is it my thought or is it something that my teacher would say to me all the time? Is it my thought? Whose thought is this? And do I want to think that? Right? It's a slow process. It's the process of slowing it down. All right. September 6th, ask and it is given. Let's go ahead. Something else that we talk about here, if you're new to us, we talk about the law of attraction a lot. And the bottom line of it is that when you ask for something, what you put out there comes back to you. And it's not in a punishing way. It's just a fact. It's the law of the universe, right? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, right? So you have this, you put it out there, it comes back to you. So September 6th, if we were in your physical shoes, so this is from the Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. They're talking about Abraham, right, which is like a non-physical entity. So they're the ones like teaching this. But it's good stuff. So if we were in your physical shoes, we would sit quietly by ourselves in some pleasant place where we would not be interrupted. maybe under a tree, maybe in our vehicle. It's one of my favorite spots. Maybe in the bathroom or garden. And we would utilize 10 or 15 minutes and not much more time than that to quiet our mind in meditation. Is that perfect or what? So let me read that again. If we were in your physical shoes, we would sit quietly by ourselves in some pleasant place where we would not be interrupted. Maybe under a tree, maybe in our vehicle, maybe in the bathroom or garden. And we would utilize 10 or 15 minutes and not much more time than that to quiet our mind in meditation. And I think this is a stumbling block for many, many people. I know it was for me. It's like, what do they mean? What does it mean to meditate? What are you doing in meditation? And there's so many, of course, in the Path to Meditation Mastery, we cover all of this. And I also do give like an intro to meditation course. One of the things that Deepak Chopra taught us, right, and is that, and it's a wonderful saying that he says, that for those of you who have a religious practice, right, maybe some of you are more familiar with prayer, right? And so he'll say prayer is talking to God, right? And meditation is listening. Right? Or meditation is just taking that time to be the observer of your thoughts. Meditation is a way to connect with the deep stillness inside that exists all the time, that has gotten covered up by layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of noise, crap, stuff. It's like our lives have become a hoarder's house, right? There's just stuff everywhere. And really, if you clean out the hoarder's house, right, you clean it, wipe it clean, right? There's a clean floor and clean walls, clean everything underneath. You have that too. We have that too. It's just we have to learn to tap back into it. All right. I'm going to give you the Soul's Journey card for the day, and then we're going to go ahead and practice. Okay? And I'll guide you through the whole thing. But there is something important here that I know needs to come out. So let's see. What is it that we need to hear today? What is it? What is it? What is it? Well, love. It's not very often that I pick this card. So clearly, we all need to hear this today. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I may weep. Here we go. You are love. It is your inherent vibration. The obstacles and challenges of the physical dimension attempt to trick you into thinking that there are other ways to view life. But there is only one way that is natural to your being: love. This card simply reminds you that your soul is made of love's pure, divine, vibrational force, and that you need to bring this awareness to bear on every aspect of your life and being. Love is a healing energy. All anxiety and drama cannot exist in the aura of love. Most souls have come back upon this earth to learn, accept, and utilize this harmonic force and to see its effect upon their lives. It is your time to remind others of the strength of their own power of love and assist them in knowing fully that love is the most powerful element in the universe. It builds, fortifies, and strengthens even the most lost person. When we live in the power of love, then and only then will we know truth. True love is the spiritual link between us and the divine. It will guide our footsteps through the conflicts of the material world and will cleanse our hearts of unwanted facets of the human personality. It's time to meditate. Close your eyes wherever you are sitting. And visualize your heart, our symbol of love, in the center of your chest with two nostrils. One in the right ventricle, one on the left. And we're going to do a 4, 2, 8 count of breath. So let's take a 4 count in, hold for 2, and 8 counts out. And I want you to just breathe in and out of your heart with that energy of love, which is your truth. Breathe into your heart. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe normally. And we'll ask ourselves the 4 soul questions. Question 1. Who am I? Who am I? Just be. Second question. What do I want? What is my deepest desire. Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, or thought. Third question. What is my purpose? How can I serve myself and others? Allow anything at all to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, thought. Fourth question. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Just flood yourself. Allow any thought to come to you in the form of a sensation, image, feeling, thought. And rest. Rest in existence. Rest in awareness. Rest in consciousness. Just rest. And as we rest, I'll pronounce 4 intentions. Just repeat them silently and release them into being. Joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. and lightness of being. Lightness of being. Continue to rest. And when you're ready, you can slowly start wiggling your fingers and toes. Flutter open your eyes, rub the tops of your legs, give yourself a big stretch. Bring your palms together to your heart center and give yourself a little bow of gratitude for bringing yourself here today to start your day off with a healthy breakfast for your minds, souls, and spirits. And from here, we can give a blast of that energy out to all of our family, our friends, our community, our city, our state, our country, our patients, to all the countries on this planet, to every single brother and sister soul on this planet. And then from there, we can give a blast of that love energy and light energy out into the universe. And then from there, it gets boomerang right back to us. I'll say namaste. Divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Don't forget to put your takeaways and comments below. If you're on YouTube, but hit like, subscribe, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning. First day of school for us. See what happens. All right, sending love. Mwah.